leaving, so it's just me.
All right. Well, good morning, Commissioner Eric, the Director of Office Management and Budget. Our next budget hearing is with Economic Development and Planning, and here to present is Jim Schimmer, the Director.
Good morning, Commissioner. I am James Schimmer, Franklin County's Director of Economic Development and Planning. I'm joined this morning by several of my staff members, but I want to point out Jenny Snap, who is our Assistant Director, and Mark Paxson, who is our Interim Assistant Director. Commissioner, my goal this morning is to just take you through economic development, and I guess I think about these presentations as being an opportunity for the public to get insight into our agency, as well as talking to the commissioners about our budget and things.
Absolutely.
So our mission basically is to be the best county community economic development organization in the state of Ohio, and we do that through the use of innovation in public policy and programs, making significant and lasting contributions to enhance the quality of life of our residents. A lot of our work focuses on the idea that making a better quality of life for our residents is an economic development opportunity. In 2017, we have a recommended budget of $18.5 million. It's similar to years in the past, but the most important thing is I need to thank the commissioners, the administration for that budget, because we will put it to use, and as you'll see in this presentation, we make our money work. So our 2017 focus is going to be in a number of different areas. Obviously, the most important one that we have in the economic development arena lies with the continuation of the 5-year SmartWorks program. There is a website address here that folks in the public could go to if they so choose to do this. But we're going to link county's human capital with private sector employment opportunities, and obviously you're personally aware of that, driving that program. But assisting financing the critical infrastructure which leads to job retention and creation is important for us. And the ultimate goal, obviously, is to increase sales tax revenue for the county. Additionally, the commissioners have been very, very supportive of our efforts to become more globally connected. Increasing exports, attracting jobs, looking at new investments, and improving trade facilitation with state-of-the-art logistics facilities is a focus that we will have in 17. Additionally, we continue, as we have now for over 10 years, to assist high-tech businesses as well as startup small businesses. Facilitating the development of more livable and sustainable communities is a really important part of what planning is doing. Our planning agency is truly a cutting-edge organization, and it protects the public safety through a transparent and easy building and zoning process. I think the public sometimes doesn't understand that we actually have a building and zoning department, and we are inspecting houses and looking at code violations on a regular basis. But one of the most important things that hasn't changed over the years is our ability to really think regionally with other counties, other municipalities in Central Ohio, because we really do need to seek out collaborative opportunities to extend our reach, if you will, and the things that we are doing in terms of public policy and putting theory into practice. That has been a good opportunity for us. I thank you again for the opportunity to have room to put innovation into our economic development and development programs. Partnering with other nonprofit housing organizations, again, to end homelessness has been a major foundational piece of what we do. And again, the idea of providing building and zoning inspections to ensure safety of our residents is a very important piece. But most of all, in that area is the idea of providing stellar customer service. And Commissioner, I believe we do that on a regular basis. Our staffing in general has stayed the same at around 23. We have 1 vacancy in the organization currently. The role that we play in economic development from a actual inducement standpoint is one that takes the place of, or takes the form of tax incentives, grants, technical assistance, and other targeted inducements that leverage, again, coming back to that word, public sector investments and private investments to provide resources and strengthen the county's local tax base. We are doing that, again, and this is something that I think is important for the general public to understand. When we say, what is Franklin County's economic development program? It is SmartWorks in Franklin County. We have 4 different programs that are making up a sort of the umbrella, which is People Works, Energy Works, Downtown Works, and Infrastructure Works. And I'll take a minute to kind of go through those projects with you so that you can understand the value that they're moving forward on. For example, in the infrastructure piece, we delivered in 2016 the Grandview Heights Franklin County loan program with some good results there. But this brings our project total to 4 so far. Upper Arlington, we did a major fiber project, Grandview Heights roadway improvements, Marble Cliff, a water and sewer project, and Whitehall, a gateway entrance project. But as we look forward, the program, I believe, under Josh Ross' leadership is going to field, at least look at 7 substantial projects that we have from 6 jurisdictions in 17. We've already received 2 pre-applications in the 4th quarter and expect an additional application at the end of the year. So again, this particular program put in place to provide funding sources for smaller public municipalities to be flexible and active when they have a project that will create jobs is doing very nicely.
And it's pretty, we identify infrastructure in a pretty loose way, or not loose way,
Broad,
but
yeah.
it's a broad way. And it could be anything from broadband to hard infrastructure, road, bridge, building, anything.
And the key, Commissioner, is the flexibility there and ability
Which
to...
I like a lot. I
Right.
do like that.
And I should mention as well to the general public that that is a revolving loan program. So
Right.
when a community pays us back, we have the ability to move the money through and use it in the future, so.
I think it's been a really good way to get that money used in really important ways to leverage other funds to help our communities.
Right.
Yeah.
A program you're very familiar with, obviously, is the People Works program. We delivered a variety of different services in 2016, but awarding 4 People Works grants. Those 4 grantees will create a total of 434 new jobs over the next 3 years. Specifically focusing in on engineered profiles, 114 jobs, Perscalis, 150 jobs, IC Stars, and I always love that name, IC Stars, it's funny. I've seen stars before as well in a sporting career, but this is a particularly interest because it is housed currently over at Rev 1. Rev 1 and Tom Walker have believed in this program, and Michael Salvador, our ombudsman, workforce ombudsman, has done a very nice job in digging to find organizations that can use our assistance. And finally, we have 80 jobs with Eastway. Additionally, Michael has been involved in 100 job postings with 18 of our local companies throughout Franklin County and facilitated the employment of over 80 low-income Franklin residents into employment. So again, People Works seems to be doing very well and continues to move forward as well.
And those are jobs that are living wage jobs
That is correct,
we
yes.
require, which is very good.
Yeah. So again, being able to use our JFS clientele as a source for employment has worked out very nicely, and
That's
we're very pleased
great.
about that. Additionally, Commissioner, under the Energy Works piece, the Columbus Franklin Finance Authority has been in the process of running the program, the energy program for us. I wanted to highlight one project that is moving forward, which is the Trivium project up on, it's in Wilson Bridge Road up in Worthington. You'll remember when we go back to why we created this program, we went out to our peers and asked them, what place can the county assist you in a very strategic manner? What are some of the things that you'd like to see? And some of our suburban communities actually have aging office projects that were built in the 70s and 80s that are not very energy efficient. This specific building at 350 West Wilson is such a good example of that. So it's an $11.2 million upgrade of 53,000 square feet of office. So the Energy Works is going to allow investment in lighting and HVAC with this particular project. It does represent the second successful loan. PNC Building Downtown was the other one. This is certainly a program that is evolving and changing, and hopefully we'll get more projects into the pipeline in 17.
Great.
Downtown works, again, besides downtown Columbus, we have a number of traditional downtowns throughout Franklin County, in Westerville, Worthington, Hilliard, Groveport, Grove City, even Obetz to some degree. We have a number of traditional downtowns that need help. And again, the idea here is that being able to work with those communities on retail training programs, the idea of business incubation, tourism, how they package their downtowns and how they look, are all being facilitated by Downtown Ohio Incorporated through some training that we have. Again, the ultimate goal, of course, is retail sales tax development. So,
How is that program going?
it seems to be going well. They've had some personnel changes,
Yeah.
and we've been able to work with them. Josh has been directly involved in trying to work on those programs. But I will tell you that the success is seen in two particular communities, Westerville and Worthington.
Right.
I believe both communities are now officially engaged in the Main Street program for the state of Ohio, so that's good news.
They've got great downtowns.
Right. And what I've heard, at least from Westerville, is that this opportunity pulled people together in a way that they had never been pulled together in terms of the merchant base. Obviously, things like parking are issues, and but this does allow the opportunity for them to get training and look at things that are going to help their communities. So
That's great.
it's been pretty good. I'm going to just show you this funding distribution. Again, you have a handout that shows some of these, but these are some of where our economic development dollars are going. For example, to the Columbus Urban League, the Greater Sister Cities, the Columbus Finance Authority, Greater Columbus Sports Commission, Rev 1, workforce innovation training programs that we have. We have also continued our work with the Ohio EPA's Market Development Program, and we have a successful grant of $250,000 in that area. Then the People Works program, Columbus 2020, obviously is our large vendor in economic development arena, primarily looking at marketing and promotions as well as attraction and retention of businesses. Energy Works, again, a loan program, and Experience Columbus has been a good, solid program for us as we move forward with tourism and activity along that line. Additionally, $3.5 million for the Infrastructure Bank. As you know, Commissioners, transparency is critical for the general public, and we believe that we are a very transparent organization when it comes to issues associated with tax abatement and inducement programs. Specifically, we focus in on community reinvestment area, the CRA, and the enterprise zone. I will and very pleased to tell you that the Franklin County Tax Incentive Review Council, which is a citizen body, reviews all of our portfolio on an annual basis to make sure that the incentive programs are in fact working. And I have a great slide to show you this morning that indicates that they are working. So for the public's benefit, we normally will get into a abatement deal or an incentive deal with a company. The company commits to a certain number of jobs as part of a contractual agreement that we have. But when we look at our total portfolio, we had 263 committed jobs. That's what the company was committing to. They've actually created 1,226. So we are 466% over our goal in that regard. So the program is definitely working, and it represents a lot of summary statistics that result from the companies that are looking and receiving tax incentives. So in all of the areas that we're committed to under contract, we are above what our expectations were. On the community development side, again, key to understand is that we receive funds from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development to support community development work and affordable housing activities. Primarily, those fall into three different areas: community development block grant funding, the Home Investment Partnership Program, and Emergency Solutions Grant. As a condition, of course, we have a 5-year plan that tells you how we're going to spend that money. I've illustrated here through some charts to kind of give you a sense of how the spending has gone through the years. We have unfortunately seen declines, certainly in the home area. Emergency Shelter Grant has seen some additional dollars, but in general, CDBG is slowly tapering off. And that would be a concern that I would highlight as we move forward into the future here.
Is there any sense of going forward next year, what to expect?
Well, we're being conservative, but one of the things that we do know is that our budget is going to run about $300,000 less than it has this year, and it's based on the fact that program income is going to be reduced. We've done a number of loans through time. Those loans are being paid off, so we have no revenue coming back on it. It's a success story, but yet it's going to reduce our ability to do some specific things. But under Mark Paxton's leadership, the community development area has been very strong. Again, this is just a chart that shows you the allocations, but there's two critical things I want to point out to the commissioner and to the administration, but for the general public specifically. That is our leverage. So every public dollar leverages either a private dollar or another source of funding. In our case, when you look at housing, economic development, homeless prevention, infrastructure, and public services, $1 of Franklin County's dollars leverages 15 additional dollars for those programs. So it's been pretty terrific. And then something that I know we are very proud of is that Franklin County remains, the number one county in the nation that leverages home funds in its rental activities. Additionally, in regards to home administration, the county is number one, again, in state rental distributions and second in the state for funds committed and funds dispersed. So our program is doing very well. I've told Mark this before in the past, Mr. Paxton. This is our 10th year without any findings. So
Oh, I know.
we're looking for another year out of this and making certain that our program runs well. But
And that's no small thing.
we
Thank
have
you, Mark.
some new staff this year, and it's been very good. Jordan Fraze has done a very nice job stepping in, as well as saying goodbye to Mr. Rollin Seward as he retired.
Oh.
So we have a lot to look forward to. Commissioner, I want to move on to this slide very quickly. Again, our 2016 federal funded programs were 29 different programs. This illustrates how we spent our money last year, a total program funding of about $3 million in the areas of housing stabilization, economic development, public service, county rental rehab, home administration, the emergency solutions grant, as well as infrastructure conservation. It's gone very well. In Jenny Snap's area, the planning and zoning side of things, they continue to provide responsible growth in Franklin County by managing long-term changes in land use. The zoning division is ensuring compliance to all the rules and regulations that have been adopted in the Franklin County zoning resolution. So when we look at our long-term planning accomplishments for 2016, major on that list is the local food action plan. And then work that has been done out on West Broad Street with the I-270 West Broad Street Interchange Gateway Project. Although there has not been a lot of activity on the west side in terms of the Westland Mall, we continue to stay focused on that area yet, and we will continue pushing as much as we possibly can in that particular area. We've really had a number of good projects out there, including West Broad Street improvements, the county engineers improvements to a number of the roadways out there. And then most recently, Chris Hadesy has sent me a number of photographs about the Camp Chase bike Rails to Trails project, which is now completed as well. And so the general public needs to understand there are a lot of things happening out in the Westland area besides the Westland Mall, and hopefully that is an opportunity for the future. When we look at our short-range planning activities, they've definitely focused in on applications that we've received. This past year, we've received almost 500 applications. What's important to understand is that our staff has received those, but they've reviewed them and acted on them. So they've moved forward.
A lot of work.
In our building area, we continue to be responsible for the unincorporated townships in Franklin County, 6 contracted jurisdictions. The purpose of the building services program is to ensure compliance with the Ohio Residential Building Code for 1, 2, and 3 family units. It's important for our residents to understand that we look at plans as well as new construction inspections, building permits, electrical permits, HVAC, and building condemnations. Our staff provides court testimony on some occasions, as well as preventive inspections and then complaint-based inspections. But that has been going very well in a number of different areas, and so I'll show you that through the development process, our trends are indicating some very positive things, including the number of new homes built. 2015, 71. This year, 94 new homes built. Our lot split applications are up, and then amazingly, we did 1,876 inspections during the course of last year. So it's a lot of work that's been done by some really terrific staff.
How many inspectors do you have?
We have 3 that would relate to Mike Keller, who is the CBO, and then we have 2 other building inspectors as well. And then
They did how many inspections?
well, this would probably also, it does also include our zoning folks, so 1,876. So it's
Wow.
a pretty large number. Now, one of the things, Commissioner, I wanted to mention to you as well is that in the technology piece, because you guys were so terrific in funding us for moving forward in technology, we have been the beneficiary of a program that has allowed us to do online permitting and payment. What I'm really pleased to tell you is that between 2015 and 16, we saw a 47% increase in the number of online permitting applications that we've had. So
That's great.
really worked well. We look to improve that in the next few years. So
I'm really glad to hear that.
this particular slide is one that I really enjoy because it was part of an ad that we had in for a retail magazine. Our key projects in 2017, Commissioner, are going to really relate to initiating and starting the Franklin County Energy Plan. It had its first meeting yesterday. We've talked about this for a while. Additionally, the Rickenbacker Land Use Plan will be moving forward as well. Implementation of the local food plan and the collaboration with the City of Columbus on the Smart Cities program will all be areas that are new initiatives for our focus. And so we really do believe that Franklin County is finding the future faster. So that is my formal presentation this morning. If you have any questions, we have staff here that can answer them as well. And
A lot of great work coming out of your office.
well, it's been a lot of fun. There's no doubt about it. And we have a good staff that is continues to push the envelope on how they're doing things. And that is actually something I think is a demand for them as well, is because we're only going to be as good as our people are, and have done some really innovative things, and we look forward to doing that as we move forward in the future.
What do you see as the biggest challenge you're going to face in the coming year or two?
I think that's, we've gotten very successful now with the administration of our programs. I think, for example, on the infrastructure bank, this may be the year where we have more applications than we can fund. So we'll have to make some decisions to do that. But again, we have a very nice public transparency process there where citizens are making those decisions and helping us guide who they feel are the projects that need to be funded. I think that'll be one area. And again, always doing more with less on the CDBG side and home side is going to be a challenge for us too. But the economy remains stable. I think we're in good shape, but you know, we also need to be thinking forward a little bit and making certain that programs like loan programs, which traditionally we offer low interest rates, may become more important as time goes on because of the fact that interest rates may rise.
Right.
We may see more activity in those areas and
Yeah.
become more meaningful in that particular area. But those are kind of generally the things that I see. Collaboration is key with everything that we're doing, and we want to continue that process with our partners that are out there, and either vendors or other organizations. So seems like things are going well, and we're looking forward to a positive 2017.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you to your staff. Your team does great work. Thank you.
Absolutely do. And I want to point out Mr. Janis for a second because he's been a very, very helpful administrator to me, and we have a good working relationship, as all of the administrators
Good.
do. So, and Chris, you know, it doesn't look like it, but boy, she is a muscle woman when you need her. So getting those
Former
things done.
basketball
Yeah.
player.
So it's been very, very good working relationship. So thank you.
Thank you. think that's it.